What type of person do you think of? Do you think of the tech giant who managed to massively grow an industry? Do you think of the new age philanthropists with comically large cheques with even larger sums of money on them? Or do you think of the modern day billionaire? The people like the Kardashians, the influencers, who popped up out of nowhere but they snuck into an undeniable fame. But what do these billionaires really do for us? Are they hindering the economy, or are they helping our growth? And how much do their donations really help? First, I feel like I should establish the sheer size of the gap between a billionaire and a millionaire. A million seconds is 11.57 days. A billion seconds is 31.7 years. That amount of wealth is unimaginable to most people, and the real difference is hard to conceptualize. The billionaire's life is the life of a person who flies to the Bahamas on holidays monthly, who flies around the world in their private jet, and who eats caviar for breakfast. That is the extravagant life of the billionaire. So what are the economic effects of billionaires? There are conflicting theories on the true effect of billionaires on our economic growth, a measurement of the increase of goods and services made in the economy. These discrepancies are caused by the two groups that billionaires fall into. The first being the market-made billionaires, people like Mark Zuckerberg who earn their money through innovation. The second are the people who earn their money through their political connections. This group is hard to define, but the clear line is drawn where those connections were essential for the business to prosper. The first group brings the benefit that they have earned their money in growing a market. And in growing a market, they created jobs. In addition to this, they have the money that's needed to finance the research and development that's needed to improve our lives. These market billionaires brought a new level of modernisation to our lives. It was these billionaires who made things like the internet widely available. It was Larry Page and Sergey Brin who created Google, something that has become so implemented into our lives that Google has become a verb. Of course, these people didn't create the internet, but without their influence, we would not have such easy access to the outer world. Without these tech giants, we would not have this modern life. But what about the negative?
Are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin. Comfort, or a state of physical ease. But it's fascinating how one word can so drastically change a definition. Take comfort zone, for example, a settled method of working that requires little effort and yields only barely acceptable results. Are you sitting comfortably? So no, I'm not asking for you to consider whether you've got sofas and cushions and blankets, but I'm asking you to consider how comfortably you're sitting in life. This is something that has fascinated me for a long time. The idea of human potential alongside drive, determination, and ambition. When I was younger, I often felt like the only one thinking further than what's for dinner, and it dawned on me that young people don't push themselves how they could be. And naturally, that led me to think of all people. Do we push ourselves, or do we settle? Studies show that 31% of people can't even remember the last time they left their comfort zone. But this doesn't mean you have to hitch a ride on a shark across the Pacific. There can be small things, a little different to your normal routine, or just going the extra mile. Every day you can step outside your comfort zone. You can choose not to take the conventional route. After all, living with ease isn't living, it's dying. Let me explain. Living an easy life, cosy within your comfort zone seems like a good idea, but essentially means that you're foregoing life and awaiting death. Humans improve with struggle. So if we push the barriers, we will grow. And ultimately, accomplishment really means living every day to the fullest. And living is evolution, and if we want to evolve, we must grow. The human potential movement dates back to 1960, but even goes as far as 1943, with Maslow's theory of self-actualization, or what a man can be, he must be. Most interestingly, this movement has a premise that through working towards our full potential, we can actually experience a higher or exceptional quality of life, full of accomplishment. So if we know that ultimately pushing those barriers does breed happiness, why do we sit back and wait for everything to fall at our feet?
Okay, so as a word of warning about my speech today, I won't be questioning one of the oldest and most original of human errors, judging a book by its cover. I won't be criticising or even addressing the idea of making decisions based on appearance. That topic is best left for another speaker and another day. Instead, the topic of my talk will be about the importance of reading books in the 21st century, judging books based on the paperback or physical cover they are found in. Now, to some, this may seem inappropriate, unprogressive, backward thinking even. But my aim here today will be to challenge and review the evolution of the written word and question whether its form is advancing too far. The codex form of paper-printed book that we are also familiar with today dates back to the 15th century. So, for nearly 600 years, the main format of learning, creativity, inspiration, and escapism has remained unchanged, with authors such as William Shakespeare, Charles Darwin, and Charles Dickens, and J.K. Rowling at the forefront of creation through the handwritten word. But on the 19th of November, 2007, Amazon introduced the Kindle to the world, allowing global access to millions of books with the swipe of a finger or the push of a button, all in a format reduced to the size of one individual book.